Almanac for Saturday, the 21st of March, 2009. It's the birthday of one of the greatest modern Arab poets, Nizar Qabbani, born in Damascus, Syria, 1923. His father owned a chocolate factory and supported the resistance of Syrian guerrillas who were fighting against the French mandate, and for this the father was put in prison on various occasions. When Nizar was 15, his older sister committed suicide rather than marry a man she did not love. And Nizar Qabbani would devote much of his writings to championing romantic love and urging women to break the constraining bonds of the traditional roles that Arab society set out for them. He said, "Love in the Arab world is like a prisoner, and I want to set it free. I want to free the Arab soul, sense, and body with my poetry." His first book came out when he was 19, entitled The Brunette Told Me. It contained many erotic poems. It was controversial in conservative Syrian society. After law school, he started a career as a diplomat. He served Syria in Cairo, Istanbul, Beirut, Madrid, London, and in China, kept on writing poetry during those years. Wrote many love poems. Nizar Qabbani wrote a poem, "My lover asks me, what is the difference between me and the sky? The difference, my love, is that when you laugh, I forget about the sky." Nizar Qabbani wrote, "Light is more important than the lantern, the poem more important than the notebook, and the kiss more important than the lips. My letters to you are greater and more important than both of us. They are the only documents where people will discover your beauty and my madness." His wife was killed in Beirut, 1982, by a bomb set off by pro-Iranian guerrillas during the Lebanese Civil War. A devastating tragedy to him, and he blamed, he said, the entire Arab world for her death. Left Beirut after that, moved to Europe, never remarried, continued to be a prolific poet, published about 40 volumes over the course of his 50 years of writing, and died of a heart attack at the age of 75. Here's a poem for today by Barbara Cooker, entitled Poem on a Line by Anne Sexton. We are all writing God's poem. Today, the sky is the soft blue of a work shirt washed 1,000 times. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. On the interstate, listening to NPR, I heard a Hubble scientist say, "The universe is not only stranger than we think, it's stranger than we can think." I think I've driven into spring as the woods revive with a loud shout, redbud trees, their gaudy scarves flung over bark's bare limbs. Barely doing 60, I pass a tractor trailer called Glory Bound, and aren't we just? Just yesterday, I read Lee Poe, "There is no end of things in the heart." But it seems like things are always ending. Vacation, or childhood, relationships, stores going out of business, like the one that sold jeans that really fit. And where do we fit in? How can we get up in the morning knowing what we do? But we do. Put one foot after the other. Open the window, make coffee, watch the steam curl up and disappear. At night, the scent of phlox curls in the open window, while the sky turns red-violet, lavender, thistle, a box of spilled crayons. The moon spills its milk on the black tabletop for the 1,000th time. Poem on a line by Anne Sexton, We Are All Writing God's Poem, by Barbara Cooker from her collection Line Dance, published by Word Press and used by permission here in the Writer's Almanac, supported by the Poetry Foundation. You can read thousands of classic and contemporary poems online at poetryfoundation.org. Engineered by Noah Smith and produced by Betsy Allister. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch.
This is 91.7 KLSE Rochester. Programming is supported by Edina Realty of Rochester, dedicated to your needs with satellite offices in Austin Albert Lee, Casson, Spring Valley, featuring tips to make your home appealing to potential buyers. Online at edinarealty.com.
In southern Minnesota today, look for mostly sunny skies with highs from the upper 50s to 60. Clouds will increase tonight with lows near 40 in most of the area, but possibly dipping into the 30s near LaCrosse. On Sunday, it'll be breezy with gusts up to 30 miles per hour during the day and a chance of rain near Mankato. There'll be cloudy skies across the rest of the region. Highs should range from the lower to middle 50s.
Regional broadcast of the Metropolitan Opera comes your way next on the classical music stations of Minnesota Public Radio. Today's Metropolitan Opera broadcast is made possible by a grant in memory of Maud Weyerhaeuser Sanborn. We are live at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. I'm Margaret Junthoit. Soprano Natalie Dessay and tenor Juan Diego Flores created a sensation last season in The Daughter of the Regiment, and they're back today in another bel canto gem, Bellini's La Sonnambula. It's a new production by Tony Award-winning director Mary Zimmerman, bringing this opera back to the Met for the first time since 1972. La Sonnambula is filled with Bellini's captivating melodies as well as plenty of vocal fireworks. It's great to have you with us. You are sharing this performance with music lovers in movie theaters throughout the world. They're watching it live in HD. During intermission, soprano Deborah Voigt will be backstage to interview our stars, and Maestro James Levine will join us right here in the radio booth to talk about the upcoming Ring cycle and more. It all starts in just a few minutes.
This performance is being broadcast live over the Toll Brothers Metropolitan Opera International Radio Network, sponsored by Toll Brothers, America's luxury home builder, with generous long-term support from the Annenberg Foundation and the Vincent A. Stabile Endowment for Broadcast Media, and through contributions from listeners worldwide.
I'm Margaret Jones.